This classic episode of the Electric Playground is brought to you by P&P Games, your source for everything video games. Support the partners that support Electric Playground. Remember, this episode first aired in 2001.
Hi, I'm Tommy Tallarico, and you're watching the Electric Playground. We got a great show lined up for you today.
That's right, I'm Victor Lucas, and we've gone behind the scenes on some of the hottest new games out there.
Today on Electric Playground, we'll be battling with blades and bombs and new legends. We'll be taking a look at the multimedia phenomenon known as Spider-Man. We'll be laughing at the exploits of the Floigan Brothers. And Tommy and I take our reviews to the playground.
There's a new game coming out for the Xbox. It's by the same guys who did Jedi Knight for the PC. Remember that game? Well, this new company is called Infinite Machine. And the new game is called New Legends. And it's really cool because it has these samurai swords and oh!
Hey, we're in Berkeley, California, here at Infinite Machine. I'm talking to the founder, Justin Chin, about his new game, New Legends. Tell me about the storyline of New Legends.
New Legends is a traditional good and evil story. So you play Sun Tzu, who's obviously a good guy, and you fight against an evil warlord who's come in and invaded China.
Tell us about the graphics that we can be expecting.
The main characters are 5,000 polys, so they're definitely smoother characters, and they do lip syncing to the audio, and they have emotion.
One neat thing I noticed about the characters is you've broken them up, their head, torso, and their feet, so that when they turn, it's not just the whole body turning.
We wanted to have the player be able to do a lot of other things, like aim this way and walk another way. And in order to make that look, really nice, you have to separate the torso from the legs, and all that stuff is sort of a natural extension of the real world.
You originally had New Legends for the PC, and you switched over to Xbox. Can you tell me about that decision?
The Xbox is a great platform, and we're able to do a lot of cool tricks with it and add effects and add more detail to the characters and detail to the world.
How far were you along before you decided to make the switch?
Probably about halfway through development, and revamped the controls, and we recoded some parts of the engine.
So tell me about working on New Legends.
Well, I'm one of 4 animators here, and bulk of my work is with the main character Sun Tzu. A lot of the fun comes from, inventing the moves. Just about a month ago, we brought in a fight choreographer named Phil Reed. He's just studied the art form for years. There's, certain ways you hold weapons, certain ways you stand, certain ways you move forward, and if you're executing attacks, it can't be Conan the Barbarian style, where you just he's making the previous work that we did, look like nothing.
So Phil, can you show me a move?
It would be my pleasure.
Ooh, I get a weapon.
So move and stab.
Move and stab. I'm sorry.
What is the difference between analog and digital control?
What's the difference between analog and digital? Well, it's really a difference of absolutes and degrees. With digital control, as the name implies, you're either on or off. There are only 2 options. So if you have a digital controller, you're either holding up or you're not holding up. With an analog controller, you have degrees there. So you can be holding part way up, halfway up, 3/4 of the way up. It really depends on the controller to how many degrees you have.
If you have a question about the video game industry, visit our website at www.elecplay.com. All right, I'm with Tito Ortiz and Chuck Liddell. 2 of the stars from the Ultimate Fighting Championship. And these guys were both in the game last year, and there's a sequel coming out, UFC 2. Tell me about it.
UFC Tapout. That's the game.
All right.
We have a lot of tap-outs happening, and actually some of the guys get playing it. It'll be realistic to the fights we do at home.
You guys play video games also? I mean, outside of the UFC games?
Yeah,
I play a lot of different games, sports games mostly.
What kind of games do you like?
I like Madden. I like Tony Hawk, Pro Skater.
What about you, Tito?
I'm more so on the role-playing games.
Really?
Like Metal Gear. Real good. Silent Hill, Resident Evil. Games like that, I sit alone and play by myself at night and scare myself playing.
Right on. Can you guys like show me a stance or something that you guys would maybe do for, you're setting up for a match?
How about I show you a choke?
No, we don't do the choke. No, choke's bad.
After this, we hang with the Floigan Brothers.
Choice. Every day, one after the other. If I choose to skip the office trip to the Pizza Hut buffet and instead enjoy this luscious all-beef bologna sandwich, that's my business. As a video gamer, I have to budget around Nintendo, Sony, SEGA, and soon Microsoft, all supporting home consoles with state-of-the-art experiences. I love portable gaming. Do I invest in a Game Boy Advance, or do I wait for a revision and just continue to enjoy my Game Boy Color and Neo Geo Pocket? If you're watching this episode of EP Classic, then choice is likely a privilege we both share. You've chosen to spend your precious time on this earth watching the Electric Playground Classic. Excellent choice. Spread the word that the story of the Electric Playground doesn't end in nostalgia, and that the spirit of its coverage lives on every day at youtube.com/EPNTV. So hit the like and subscribe button! And if you're able, support PNPGamesOnline.com, your source for everything video games. I choose to play forever!
Visual Concepts, the company that brought us the Dreamcast NBA 2K1 and NFL 2K1, has completely changed directions for the next game. The Floigan Brothers is their new Dreamcast game. It's a cartoon platform puzzle adventure set entirely inside a junkyard. And it's a lot weirder than it sounds.
I am here with Andy Ashcraft and Nick Jones of Visual Concepts, and these guys are working on a pretty unique game here called Floigan Brothers. What makes this game so different from everything else that's on the market today?
There's two brothers, Heugel and Moigel Floigan.
Floigel and Moigel Floigan.
Moigel and Moigel.
Heugel and Moigel Floigan.
Moigel and Moigel Floigan.
Gesundheit.
Thank you. The coolest thing about it is that Moigel is a complete AI character. He's completely controlled by the Dreamcast.
Now he's the big fat guy.
He's the big fat guy, and you're the little smart guy.
Okay.
And together you're like brothers. And you have to treat him like a brother, and you have to play games with him, and you have to, help him out, and he'll help you out. And you basically have to do everything with him.
Mm-hmm. It's like all these like little butterflies and birds flying around. There seems to be a lot of ambiance like that in the game.
Absolutely. We try to make the world as rich as possible. It's reflected in the world. It's also reflected, as we said, in the AI of the characters and in the animations as well.
So the whole game takes place in basically one area for the entire game, or?
Kind of. It's their junkyard, but there's about 13 different little sort of locations of their junkyard.
Okay.
You sort of explore and open up new areas.
Tell me about some of the moves and actions that you can do in the game.
Well, it's mainly about your interaction with Moigel, your character Heugel interacting with Moigel, so you have to learn how to cooperate with him, make him happy, make him angry, make him sad.
You were playing high five with him or something.
That's right. Yeah. There's high five. There's lots of little mini games like you play for points. In some cases, he's a competitor. In some cases, he's somebody that you're actually helping compete against another character.
Talk to me about like some of the AI and the character emotions.
He gets angry, he gets happy, he gets sad, he gets frightened.
Can you make him mad?
You can make him mad.
All right.
But sometimes he'll get mad on his own. Like he'll be playing with his yo-yo, and before you teach him how to do the round the world maneuver, he messes up and he hits him in the forehead and he gets mad.
So the characters Heugel and Moigel, where did they come from? What were they influenced by?
A lot of the early 40s Warner Brothers cartoons, and of course things like Of Mice and Men, The Honeymooners, all these buddy characters where you got one goofy one and sort of one that's a straight man.
Thanks a lot, guys.
Thank you.
I can't wait to play it. It's the most unique looking game I've seen in a long time.
It's kind of hard to believe, but one of the members of the classic rock band The Police has turned into one of the busiest musical composers for film and video games. We're talking about STEWART Copeland.
I am here with the amazing STEWART Copeland composing for Alone in the Dark.
It's a good thing.
Tell me about the challenges.
Well, the challenge with this particular one, which was different from other games that I've done, was that I didn't get to play the game.
See, that's a
Because
problem.
They're still building the game.
That's a problem.
But I did get to look at a lot of their artwork, and they gave me a video of it, which was pretty inspiring, very scary. The whole thing was something that's kind of hard to achieve in a game is an actual feeling of fear, which I think they've actually got in this.
Have you been a game player all along, or have you kind of just been getting into it recently?
No, I became a game player. Actually, no, years ago, somebody got my wife and I a TurboGrafx game.
TurboGrafx 16, of course.
There you go. There was one called Bonk.
Bonk.
Yeah.
Well, of course, the guy in the head and they smack. That's classic.
That was the Lost Weekend, which turned into the Lost Week, which turned into the Lost Month. And in those days, you couldn't save.
Well, see, that's the problem.
If you died, you had to go right back to the beginning of the game and work your way through, and then that wore off. And then years later, I got a call from Insomniac and got into it with 3 Spyro games. And then my teenage kids, they've got me into games. Myth 2, Deus Ex, now Oni. Well, I have to tell you that the Copeland family hearth is pretty much lit up by games. One thing that gets the whole family gathered in front of the TV screen is a game. And not only are we all watching and doing the same thing, but we're actually shouting and screaming at each other. You know, up the stairs, open the door, pick up the gun, all that.
Mr. Copeland, thank you so much for taking your time. And I can't wait to hear this tune. How about, should we bust it? I think we should have it playing over the speaker.
Busted, is that a technical term?
Well, no, but I figured I was trying to be cool or something. It didn't come off, did it?
I think, do you bust out? Is that what you do?
Busting it, or maybe we can...
Let's shred it.
Spin some wax.
Coming up after the break, we take a look at the many facets of Spider-Man.
Hey there, little fella. Thirsty? Little sip for the Game Boy. Little sip for the Game Daddy. Shop pmpgamesonline.com for all your gaming needs and support them while they support EP Classic. Play forever.
Here's a Metropolis Street Racer hint for the Dreamcast going out to Stephanie in Green Bay, Wisconsin. To increase kudos points, enter any hot lap trial and pass the time test with at least 1 lap remaining. Now you'll be able to complete all those remaining laps comfortably so you can make those cool stylized turns and gain those lucrative kudos points.
If you would like to request a code for a specific game, visit our website at www.electplay.com.
Hey there, true believers! With comic books, toys, video games, and now movies, Spider-Man is becoming bigger than ever. Well, get ready for the first part of our Spider-Man feature. What? Spider sense tingling! I am here with Bill Jemas, who is the president of Marvel. Now you got the Spider-Man video game, the Spider-Man toy line, the Spider-Man comic books, the Spider-Man movie coming out. Are we going to see computer animated Spider-Man and Tobey Maguire Spider-Man?
You will see, you will not know the difference. The CGI effects will be such that you cannot tell the live actor from the CGI character.
Now, did you guys work with Activision at all in the whole Spider-Man video game?
Activision has had some very productive meetings with the director, Sam Raimi, and they do compare notes on how to make the game work like the movie. But the guys at Sony, at ImageWorks, are the masters of special effects for movies, and at Activision, they're the masters of their area in electronic games. Right. So even though they talk to each other, it will not be the same set of technology that applies, more the same set of artistic direction.
Now, I know you already got Tobey Maguire for the movie and that, but I'm thinking, I got it all. Dressed like this, I could get access to Marvel if you could hook me up with the keys. Coolest Spider-Man everything. Plates, glasses, a sponge. That's Spider-Man cologne. What the heck is that? Underwear! Oh, I already got the underwear. Oh! I am here with a man who needs no introduction.
But I want one.
But I'm going to give him one anyway. Stan the Man Lee. Let's talk about the creation of Spider-Man.
I've told this story so often that for all I know, it might even be true.
Okay.
But there I was trying to come up with a new character, scratching my head as one does when thinking of ideas or trying to. And I'm looking at the wall in front of me and I see a fly crawling on the wall. If there could be a superhero who stuck to walls like an insect. Suddenly a light bulb went off over my head. I said, I've got my character, but what'll I call him? So I thought, Fly Man? Didn't have it, you know. Insect Man? Oh, no way. I went down the list. Mosquito Man, and then I got to Spider Man. It sounded spooky, you know, mysterious. And lo, a legend was born.
Hi, I'm Christian Busick. I'm the art director here at Treyarch for Spider-Man Dreamcast. The big difference between Dreamcast Spider-Man and, say, PlayStation or Nintendo 64 is graphics. Generally, it's the texture capabilities of the Dreamcast and the increased poly count. What that translates into is the PlayStation has 1 meg of texture space on its disc, whereas the Dreamcast has got 4. So we have 4 times the texture memory available to us, which means crisper graphics, better colors, more vibrant colors. We can see little details like the webbing on Spider-Man's costume.
Now, last year I had the fortunate privilege of working with you on the Spider-Man video game.
You lucky devil.
You actually did narration for the video game, and I remember you came in and we showed you the game for the first time, and you were like, wow, there's actually storyline here. I mean, video games have come a long way.
Oh, I love that game too. I didn't realize that you could get as much excitement and interest and story and action and believability into a game. And then when I was asked to narrate it, hey, I couldn't get over that.
Thank you very much, sir. I appreciate your time.
Great being here.
And spider sense tingling. I gotta go.
All right.
Come back next week, Spidey fans, for part 2 of our Spider-Man feature.
Again? Hi, I'm Paul. Friends call me Pauly D. And I've been Lord D's maintenance guy for the past 2.5 years. Yeah, got another call about the washing machine today. You never believe the stuff I pull out of there. Health power-ups in the pockets again. I'm telling you, I'm finding things like this constantly. I keep telling him, it's gonna block up your whole system, back the whole thing up. And the blood, it's been every day with the blood.
So I got something you guys are going to want this summer. It's Super Mario Advance for the Game Boy Advance. And basically what it is, it's a reissue of Super Mario Brothers 2, which we saw for the original Nintendo Entertainment System back in the 80s. And that was an excellent game. That was a 10 out of 10 game. Unfortunately, on a 32-bit handheld like the Game Boy Advance, you're kind of expecting a little bit more out of Nintendo. It's all the same great levels. You're hopping on bad guys, you're throwing bad guys at each other, you're warping from level to level, you're sliding on ice, you're avoiding the lava. You know, that same Miyamoto gameplay that we all love. That's all in here, and that's a great game to enjoy. But if you're like me, you remember the original Super Mario Brothers 2 and you played it to death. So it's kind of like deja vu, especially because there's been so many great Mario games since then. I wish they had packaged all 3 of the NES Mario games on this one cart. I wanted more. This thing is capable of more. Nintendo should have known better. I'd still pick it up though, 8 out of 10.
Reviews in the Run is brought to you by Walmart.
So we're here up on a bunch of platforms because we're going to talk about a brand new platform game for the Dreamcast called KO the Kangaroo. What'd you think?
That was a nice segue.
Thank you, sir.
Well, you know, KO the Kangaroo should have got KO'd a long time ago. Well, I mean, here's what they did. They said, look, Crash Bandicoot, that's a cool big selling game.
Yes.
Let's put something like that on the Dreamcast, and instead of having a Bandicoot, we'll have a kangaroo, because kangaroos are cool.
And they're from Australia.
And I love Australia, and I love kangaroos.
Okay.
Unfortunately, I hate KO the Kangaroo.
Well, what's wrong with this game is not so much that the game itself is a miserable failure, because if it had been on a different platform, likely it would have been okay. But the deal is, though, that this game tries to mimic a lot of what was cool in Crash Bandicoot, but doesn't do it as well and doesn't even look as good.
Well, I think the worst part of this game was the actual level design.
Yes.
It's just terrible. There's absolutely no challenge whatsoever, no thought process at all, and you just jump and jump and jump.
What'd you give KO the Kangaroo?
2.5.
Wow, I'm giving it a 3.5. Next Gen Magazine gave it a 6. Okay, what did you think of Tribes 2 from Sierra and Dynamics for the PC?
I don't want to be put in a level and my first mission is to walk 900 miles that way to the satellite.
The one-player missions in this game are meant purely to give you an idea how to navigate the world, how to take care of enemies.
I was bored.
Well, you got to
one player.
You got to play the multiplayer game because that's where this game really shines.
But the graphics and the environments and the texture mapping on the ground doesn't look as good as all the rest of the stuff that's out there, which is probably due to the fact that they wanted massive multiplayer type thing.
Well, you can get about 60 people at a game. You can
that's impressive.
You can max out at about 60 different people playing the game.
That's cool.
And it does need a fast computer. If you don't have a fast computer, you're gonna find all kinds of slowdown issues. You're gonna find a lot more fogging than you're gonna be comfortable with. The coolest things about the game is how complex the customization features are. You basically walk up into installations, you jack into the computer system, you toggle all the things that you want into your kit, so you can have all kinds of like sniper mode stuff where you can go invisible for a little bit. 8.5 out of 10.
For me, I like to get more of a single player experience in depth in my first person shooters. I give it a 6.
Okay, Next Gen gave it a 10. MDK2 Armageddon for the PlayStation 2, what'd you think?
Well, I mean, here's the thing with this, is that, you know, it's a pretty fun game to play.
Yes.
I love the whole comic book opening and cinematic style throughout the thing. It's like a 50s comic book.
Great stuff.
My biggest problem, though, was the controls, because it's very hard to make controls for a game like this. I mean, at one point, you know, you have to move your character with the joypad.
Yeah.
You have to shoot with the buttons, and then you strafe left and right with the top joystick.
Don't forget you have to look around.
And then you move the camera angle to look around. So you saw me playing. At one point, I'm using my chin in order to get everything going.
If you've played it on the Dreamcast, there's really no need to jump over to the PlayStation 2 version. It has a few extra goodies. The graphics are a little sharper. The difficulty issues for the game have been addressed, so now you get a little bit more clear direction on where you're supposed to go and how you're supposed to be guided through the game a little bit.
All you really ever do in this entire game is shoot people and then open doors.
I'm going to give it an 8.5 out of 10.
Ah, it's too high. I give it a 7.
All right, what do you think of Black and White from Peter Molyneux at Lionhead Studios for the PC?
Now, this is a great game. Here's a game that's been in development for over 3 years.
Yeah.
And it shows.
Absolutely, it shows.
You know, I mean, the great thing about this is that, you know, you can play it the way you want to play it. It's like The Sims. You don't have to play it any one way. So if you want to be nice to the villagers, you can go ahead and do that.
That's how I play.
But what I do, I love torturing people. I mean, Dick's sitting there petting his nice little
Not quite
tiger.
like that, but
I'm whacking him.
You ever had a pet?
Yeah, I love animals. You kidding me? This is why it's fun to do it in a video game and not in real life.
Good point. Ostensibly, this is a real-time strategy game, and you have to build your people up. They have to grow their houses. They have to learn how to take care of themselves. You actually have these two conscience characters. You have the bad conscience and the good conscience.
Yeah.
And they are so well voiced and so well acted and funny. There's genuine moments of real nice, hilarious stuff in here. It is a different game for everyone, and that's why this is so amazing. Definitely buy this game. My only small beef is that the control could be a little more precise, but this is a great game. 9.5 out of 10.
And I give it a 9.
Okay, what did you think of Army Men Green Rogue for the PlayStation 2 from 3DO?
Wow. Avoid at all costs. This is a waste of plastic.
Yes, it is. The problem is they're just not spending enough time making these games. And Green Rogue is a perfect example of that. This game is basically a 3-dimensional modern update to Commando.
Frontline.
Or Frontline.
Remember Frontline?
From the early 80s arcade games.
Remember that game was fun though. That's the only difference.
They did it a lot better back then. You have a 3D character who's working his way through a sort of pseudo 3D world, although you can't change the angle. Or
you're forced. It's
you're
forced scroll.
You get hung up on all kinds of obstacles. You have enemy tanks. You've got sort of hills that you can't climb over, so it's a bit of a maze.
The coolest part, though, is that you can actually get a flamethrower.
Right.
And because the Army Men are plastic, you
can
can
melt
sit
them.
there with the flamethrower and melt them. This is a great thing. It's a game from 3DO.
Right.
3DO
Yes.
gets the 3.0.
Again.
Yeah.
All right, I'm giving Army Men Green Rogue a 3.5 out of 10. I liked it a little bit more. Where are you going?
I want to try this. This is fun.
Woo! What are you, 4 years old?
Your turn.
All right.
To purchase any games featured in Reviews on the Run, visit a Walmart near you. If you'd like us to review a specific game, visit our website at www.electplay.com.
Now tell me, when was the last time you had that much fun in front of your television set?
Don't feel you have to answer that.
All right, we'll see you next time on the Electric Playground.
Production assistance for Electric Playground is provided by Acclaim, makers of All-Star Baseball 2002. Activision, makers of Star Trek Away Team. Sony, makers of Gran Turismo 3.
It's the Green Goblin!
This classic episode of the Electric Playground was brought to you by P&P Games, your source for everything video games. Support the partners that support the Electric Playground. Thanks for watching, and play forever.